The Houston Center for Contemporary Craft is hosting a new exhibition, Beyond Useful and Beautiful. Curator Anna Walker explains the origin of the title.
The title actually comes from a William Morris quote. He's one of the founding fathers of the arts and crafts movement in the 1860s. It was an anti-industrial revolution movement. And he had a quote that said, "Have nothing in your house," I'm sort of paraphrasing, "have nothing in your house that you do not believe to be useful and beautiful." So the exhibition itself was taking the space of the home and these artists who are interested in that space and commenting on how objects found within the home can speak to greater social issues or political issues or issues surrounding labor that may happen in our society, but they're objects or materials that are found inside of the home. So that's where that play on the quote, and that's where the theme of the show comes from. When you're walking through the spaces, hopefully you're thinking back to what you surround yourself with and maybe what you choose as your, what you choose to identify yourself with objects or with furniture in the home and what it says about you, and then how these works can say something more with just what they're made out of or what processes were used to make them or the imagery that you see on them. I would say probably the most unexpected piece for both me and the viewer would be the wallpaper installation by Alison Owen. Her work surprises those of us who are visiting the gallery because it's often very hidden and subversive. You might notice a small banner running along the bottom of the back wall of the gallery that she painted with mop water after mopping the space. So she really references both the labor involved in cleaning a space and then creates what she has gathered into this beautiful, meticulously made wallpaper. I would say it's surprising for me because she was responding to the works in the exhibition on site that week. So we really didn't know what she would be making until that process unfolded.
Owen described how patterns can both conceal and reveal meaning.
My interest was not only in wallpaper, but in sort of all of the patterns that make up domestic life, domestic decoration. So I'm interested in quilts and wallpaper, embroidery, all kinds of textiles, and the wallpaper seemed like it has a very specific relationship to painting, just being on a wall. So my work sort of went in that direction, but at least for this installation, there are patterns that come from quilts. Like this over here is called Peter Robbing Paul, and it's a traditional quilt pattern. So I'm trying to bring all of these patterns into a fine art conversation. I came here without any of the work made, and all of the patterns were developed on site. So I looked at the work of the other artists in the show and took some of their motifs and created my own stencils for them, and made the installation basically only using what I found in this space. So I gathered the dust from the site. I stole basically from other people's works. So this entire thing is site specific and site responsive. I always like it when people see things in spaces that they didn't realize were there, because I feel like any sort of the development of attention to peripheral information or to detail can kind of like leak out into your everyday life, and I think I would like to create a situation where people are more attuned to the subtle things around them.
Beyond Useful and Beautiful, Rethinking Domestic Craft will be on display through January 8, 2012. For more information, visit the museum's website at www.crafthouston.org. For Artbeat, I'm Stacey Hawkins.